In the meantime, let's go to Wellington, where they have a new mayor in Andrew Little, who was beaten the runner-up. More than 25,000 votes ahead there, and won't be joined by one Tory whānau at the council table because she didn't win the Māori ward. Ray Chung, on the other hand, he took third place in the mayoral race, but will also return as a councillor. Andrew Little will be in the middle of all of this and joins us now. Good morning, congratulations.
Yeah, good morning, Ryan.
How does it feel?
Oh, good. I had a good day yesterday, just getting around everybody. Met the chief executive of the city council, and of course the size of the challenge gets bigger and bigger. But looking forward to it. Looking forward to bedding down the systems and processes, getting to know the council, and getting stuck in.
And I know that you said you don't want any toxic talk. You don't want any talk of pendulous breasts at the council table this term.
No, look, I made it pretty clear that some of the stuff, the conduct of the previous period is just not acceptable. Talking to everybody in the last couple of days, look, I think we're going to have a pretty amazing council. Everybody knows what the issues are, what the priorities are for Wellington. I think this election, Wellington has spoken pretty loudly and clearly about the way they want to see their council conducting themselves. So pretty sure we'll get on and set a new model.
Am I right in saying about 16 of the, so how many councillors you got? 16?
16.
And 13 odd are probably considered left of centre?
Yeah, it breaks down, you look at the kind of Labour Greens, centrist folks, it's pretty good, in terms of numbers, it's pretty good. There's centre-right councillors as well. My commitment to every councillor is I want everybody to know they're involved. I want to have a personal relationship with each and every one of them.
Totally.
We've got to get away from this thing that just having enough numbers to get through is good enough.
Yeah.
So,
but how do
it's about a council working, the whole council working together.
How do you do that? I mean, if you've got a majority of left-wing councillors and you promise to keep rates down, to keep them in check,
Yep.
etc., how do you do that with a bunch of left-wing councillors?
Well, that is about building the relationship, but also making sure everybody's well informed. I think everybody who's now elected to Wellington Council, including those who are returning, knows what the challenges are, knows what Wellingtonians' expectations are. Council spending has to get under control. We've got to confront those difficult issues. We've got to keep that downward pressure on rates. But we've got to do the stuff that's going to make the city attractive, work with developers, work with others to get the investment for Wellington. Everybody gets that. I don't think there's going to be any problem with that. We now just have to get on and get stuck in, but knowing that at the core of it is the ability of councillors to work well together.
All right. Where do you stand on the city to sea bridge thing? We've given it an unusual amount of attention around the rest of the country because it's a joke.
I support it. I think we should retain it. I think the change in the national building standards that Chris Pink talked about a couple of weeks ago will make a difference.
Solves it.
So we'll see where that gets us to.
And what about the Golden Mile? Because I know that Tory whānau was trying to get some stuff through before she left. Is everything on pause now? What's the situation?
Yeah, well, what I said is for any part of it where there haven't been contracts let, we actually now have to look at the scheme. The problem with the scheme is that the costings are 5 years old. The government funding for it is static, so that's not going to change. So any cost increase will fall on Wellington City Council, and we just can't afford that. So we're going to have to think very carefully about what happens. That said, we do need to spruce up the centre city, and I heard from a lot of people they want the city to be walkable, they want green spaces. So we've got to have to examine that whole project and see what's feasible, and we might have to go back to government and say, look, what's possible, what's not possible.
So this is potentially asking for more money from government?
It's not necessarily potentially asking for more money. It might be changing the conditions of the money that they've got on the table at the moment.
To what? What would you change the conditions to, Andrew?
Well, I think it's about if the government is expecting something to happen sooner rather than later, we might have to say, look, the council cannot meet the cost of its share because it's gone up and the government's not sharing the cost increase. and we have some other priorities at the moment. But I just think there's scope to renegotiate, retalk amongst ourselves in Wellington, but also with central government.
Okay.
And I just don't think we should rule out any particular option.
All right. Andrew, appreciate your time. Congratulations again on becoming Wellington's mayor. Not a job he knew he was going to have a year ago. Not a job he even wanted a year ago. Andrew Little is with us this morning, 23 after 7.